No to war. Pedro Sánchez defies Trump and stands tall.
Contra una guerra iniciada sin autorización del Congreso de Estados Unidos, del Consejo de Seguridad de Naciones Unidas, y como he dicho antes, que vulnera el derecho internacional.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Maz Reporter. Right now, the world is watching a massive escalation in the Middle East. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched major airstrikes on Iran, targeting missiles, military sites, even leadership. It's turned into a full-blown war, with thousands affected, cities hit, and fears of even bigger chaos.
But amid all this, one European country is standing up and saying loud and clear, no to war. That country, Spain, led by Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez. Spain just refused to let the U.S. use its military bases for these strikes, and it's sparking a huge showdown with President Donald Trump. Trump even threatened to cut off all trade with Spain.
Today, we're breaking it down simply. Why did Spain say no? What's at stake? And why does this matter to all of us? Stick around. This is bigger than you think. Let's dive in. In a dramatic moment in global politics, Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has taken a bold stand against the United States and Israel over the war with Iran. Instead of supporting the military campaign, Spain has blocked the use of its military bases for strikes and is openly calling for diplomacy instead of war.
This decision has triggered anger from Washington, threats of trade sanctions, and a growing debate across Europe. So why did Spain take such a strong stand? And what could this mean for the future of international alliances? Let's break it down. First, quick context. The US and Israel started heavy bombing on Iran to hit its missile programs and push for regime change. Iran fought back with missiles, hitting targets in the region. Casualties are rising fast, over 1,000 reported in Iran alone already.
Now enter Spain. The U.S. has long used two key bases there. Rota, a naval base, and Meran, an air base. These are super strategic, right by the Mediterranean, perfect for refueling planes and logistics in the Middle East. But when the strikes began, Spain's government said, no way. No U.S. planes launching attacks from our soil. At least 15 American tanker aircraft had to relocate quickly to places like Germany and France.
Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez didn't mince words. He called the attacks unjustified and dangerous. His message? No to war. This isn't new for Spain. Remember 2003? Spain opposed the Iraq War, pulled troops out, and it helped change governments back home. Sánchez is channeling that same energy.
He says bombing doesn't fix problems, it creates more. Think. More terrorism, millions of refugees, sky-high oil prices, Iran's a big producer, and endless instability. He called it playing Russian roulette with millions of lives. Spain's point: war should only happen with real international backing, like from the UN, not unilateral moves by big powers.
Spain supports defending sovereignty, like backing Ukraine against Russia's invasion with aid and sanctions. Why so firm on this? It's about international law, the rules that stop powerful countries from bullying others.
Gaza and now Iran, Spain sees double standards. If we condemn one violation, we can't ignore others. Sánchez said, if rules apply in Ukraine, they apply everywhere, or they're meaningless.
Spain isn't just talking. They've imposed a total arms embargo on Israel, even canceled big deals before, closed airspace and ports to weapons shipments linked to conflicts, pushed for diplomacy, talks under the UN, reviving negotiations on Iran's nuclear issues.
Spain did condemn Iran's government repression, especially against women, but say war isn't the fix. Spain was consistent across Ukraine, Gaza, Iran. Protect civilians, use talks, not bombs. Then came the fireworks. President Trump called Spain's stance terrible. He threatened to cut off all trade, everything from olives and wine to cars and steel. Spanish officials fired back. Deputy PM Maria Jesus Montero said, we will not be vassals to another country. Vassals? Like servants? No way.
Spain stands out in Europe. Most NATO allies gave some support or stayed quiet. Spain's joining voices like Ireland and Austria in saying no. Sánchez doubled down. Spain won't join bad actions out of fear. This shows cracks in alliances. It proves smaller countries can push back against superpowers for principles. It might push diplomacy, save lives, and avoid another endless war like Iraq. Spain's betting morals and law matter more than fear, even if it costs economically.
Spain hopes to build a coalition of European countries that support diplomacy instead of military escalation. At the same time, Spain says it remains committed to NATO. It continues to deploy troops in NATO missions and insists that opposing this war does not mean abandoning the alliance.
Spain's decision to oppose the war with Iran shows that even smaller countries can challenge powerful allies. By blocking military bases and calling for diplomacy, Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has placed Spain at the center of a major international debate.
Is military intervention the solution to global conflicts? Or should diplomacy and international law guide the world instead? For now, Spain has made its choice. It says no to war, and the world is watching to see what happens next. Drop your thoughts below. Stay informed, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, bell icon. Thanks for watching. Peace.